For you 10 times over, 10 times over, baby, baby. And if you give love to me, I'll give love to you 10 times over, 10 times over, baby, baby. Tell me you want it, tell me you need it, 10 times over. And I will tell you I want you, and I will tell you I need you, baby, 10 times over, baby. I really wanna sing it up for you. Wanna be bubbling up in your head, wanna be wrapped up in your hands, wanna be with you forever. I really wanna sing it up for you. Wanna be bubbling up in your head, wanna be wrapped up in your hands, baby. I'm so into you, into you, into you. I'm so into you, into you, into you. I said I will give it to you, into you, into you, into you. I'm so into you, into you, into you. I said I will give it to you. Touchdown every day, it doesn't lit. Much step out in the best outfit. Head down and I don't want to find it. Can't speak of it, she wants to climb it. Dance a bus in the middle of the crowd. I know the words, so I shout it low. So DJ, put it up and rewind it. Rewind it. You know we in a tropical mode. And it's right side of in the daytime party. In the daytime party. Hey, it's a hot to every place. And every girl just in the race. In the daytime party. In the daytime party. No, nobody does wave it up and wave up. In the daytime party. In the daytime party. Hey, wave up. Wave it up and wave up. In the daytime party. In the daytime party. You are the light in my day. Bright in my day. When I see you, I know I'll be okay. And you are the one that I need. You know that it's real. When I think of you, I know I'll be okay. It's you, my love. Every time I sleep, I see you, my love. Early in the morning, it's you, my love. Only you I need it. You say I'm early, cause you make my life complete. It's only you, now only you where I want to. Don't you know it's only you? Never seen a girl I can do the things you do. It's only you, only you, only you. Say that only you I want, the way I need. Girl, it's only you. I love to see the ways caress your body. We're always slipping away, like we don't care about nobody. Take a pause for our cause, doing it just because. It's not every day God blesses us sweet a moment we can wonder. Enjoy the stars, let's make it good. My God, we could turn off a phone and wonder. Into the stars, we'll make it good. Don't stop, and let me see you wine and
Mahoney Movements is here to get your shipment up, on the way. Simple. Order, ship, receive. Order the goods and necessities online from your favorite stores, and Mahoney Movements will receive your order and ship it to you on island. And they will clear your shipment through IRB and customs. Yeah! And guess what? They'll get your order to you in 24 hours. 24 hours. Mahoney Movements, up, on the way. Give them a call today, 470-331-7983. Now, back to the hottest talk show on the net with your host, Russ Sills.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the hottest talk show on the net. It's your boy, Russ Sills. We're back again. It's been, 3.5 weeks, close to a month. I haven't been online, but we're back again. I appreciate y'all for the support. Everyone that been texting me, calling me, asking me what's going on. We here. We going nowhere. It's your boy, Russ Sills, again, each and every Friday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, we have a great show in store for y'all. We have author from St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. We have Mr. Gary Jackson in the building. He's my virtual guest tonight. He just did promote he just wrote, well, I'm gonna let him speak about it. It's a coloring book, an activity book. It's called Tropical Fruits from the Caribbean. So it's very interesting. It's very nice for a nice gift for the holidays. So we're gonna talk to Gary Jackson in a few minutes. But before we get started, it's been a lot going on within the last 3 weeks. We've been losing a lot of personal people in our lives. So I would like to just give a little quick moment of silence for all the people that passed away within the last 3 weeks. By now, one of my best friends, my close friends from school, Jules Connor, he passed away on October 30th. So it's been kind of rough for me, classmates, and a whole bunch of us. So he's going to be laid to rest tomorrow in Memphis, Tennessee. So I want to just give a moment of silence to one of my best friends, my close friends from school, Jules Connor. May you rest in peace, and everyone that lost family, anyone within the last weeks. My condolences going out to everyone. It's been a tough time for everyone. Everyone, 2021 supposed to be the bounce back year for a lot of us, but unfortunately things happen that we can't control. We cannot question God's work, but I know a lot of us is hurt and still want to know why things happen. So the only thing I could tell y'all, and myself, give advice to myself as well. Let's get ourselves right. You know what I'm saying? Life is short, and tomorrow is not promising. Today you're here, today you're gone. True statement. All right, so tonight we have Mr. Gary Jackson here with me tonight. Make sure y'all share the live. All my St. Johnians, my Virgin Islanders in the building. Make sure you share this live, man. We have a great show for this young man. I'm gonna call him young man. He's older than me, but I'm gonna call him a young man. He's Mr. TikTok, man. I've been following him on social media. He's been doing his thing on social media. So he's doing his thing. Mr. Gary Jackson, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Russ.
No, hold on. Gary, you Mr. TikTok now. This is the man that all the ladies love. All the ladies like, this guy, like his smashing bands and all that. Good evening, Gary Jackson. How you doing?
Good evening, Russ. Good evening, everyone.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I can't complain.
All right, good to see you, man. It's a pleasure having you on the JMO Talk Show, man. Thank you, man, for taking time out on your busy schedule to join the JMO Talk Show. I really appreciate it, man. So how's things, man?
Things are going pretty well. I can't complain at all. God is good.
God is good. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, first of all, let me congratulate you again for an awesome book, coloring book. I haven't get it. My daughter been asking me for this book because she like to color.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give this this book to my daughter. She loves to color. I told her I want her to color some pages and show me, but I told her I have to do the show first. But thank you for giving me a copy. It's an awesome book, man. A lot of details, and it's a very, very strong book. Sometimes back in the days, I remember when we used to have those books, those black and white books. It was so hard to pull the pages, man. This here, man, is really accessible. It's nice, and can't wait for when you start doing some coloring inside. So before we get into the book, The Tropical Fruits of the Caribbean, right? Let's talk about who is Gary Jackson. Tell us a little bit about you, Gary. I know he's an alumni from the Ivana Dorican High School from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, pink and maroon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So like you stated, I am proud St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands, and a product of the public school system there, K through 12. I graduated from Ivana Udorican High School, the class of 1991. And once I finished high school, I attended Florida A&M University, where I got a Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education. And then I came back home and I taught elementary school, 6th grade, for about 4.5 years at where I went to elementary school in St. John. Um, and that was, I think that was one of the best opportunities I had to go back to where it all started for me. And I worked with an amazing team of teachers that I will never forget. But then I chose to move to the States, move to Atlanta, and I continued teaching. Um, I taught in DeKalb County school system as well as in Fulton County schools. So in total, I taught for 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah, for 12 years. But then I had this desire to do something different. So I wanted to become a corporate trainer. So I wanted to be able to teach, but make more money. And I wanted to travel. And I did just that. I went back to school. I got my master's in adult education with an emphasis in training and development from the University of Akron in Ohio. And once I did that, I went on and became a corporate trainer. So I did that for a while. And it led me to realize I don't like traveling for work. I made my money, I made the money I needed to make, but I wanted to be just here in Atlanta. So currently I work for Fulton County government. I'm doing training still. I'm a trainer at Fulton County government. And at this point, I just felt like, you know what, I am doing this, but there's something else. And that led me to this book.
So the tropical fruits of the Caribbean. So let me just ask, just off the rip, you teaching that may inspire you to decide to come up with the coloring and activity book. That's correct.
I would say yes. I say it's a combination of that. From when I was a teacher in the Virgin Islands, I always was thinking about, okay, I could teach. I went to school for this. I love it, but there has to be a different way that I could incorporate the skill sets I have to do something that's educational, but not necessarily be in the classroom teaching. So yes, I would say that it was definitely inspired from my career in education. But I at some point I knew that I didn't want to continue teaching and to try something else. So yeah, I applied the skill sets I have into this coloring book.
Okay, that's what's up. So, but teaching always been your first love, though, even though you decided to go into, you know, what you're doing right now, training. But teaching always been your first love. Did anyone back in the public school system inspire you to decided to be a teacher when you graduated from high school?
I would definitely say many of my teachers, most of my elementary school teachers were phenomenal teachers. I mean, exceptional. They took the limited resources that they had and, you know, made life good for us in school. So I would say many of my elementary school teachers, I would say all of them, really middle school as well as high school. In high school, I mean, one of my favorite teachers is Miss Sandra James. She just showed us structure and she showed us how to look professional and made singing, which I like to do, fun. And she's still in my life. You know, I spoke to her last week, and you know, I could just call in different ones, Mr. Lomax, Mr. Alberto Samuel, Mr. Elroy Sproul, just so many of them. And I don't want to just call certain names because it's most of them.
So many.
Yeah.
I remember I saw a couple of weeks ago the business teacher over in Hurricane. She passed away. I think her name was Miss Marsh. It was Miss Marsh. Her name was.
Yeah, okay, yes, I remember her, yes.
Yeah, then she was a short lady. Yeah, I saw that she passed away. And
Oh,
when I saw that, I started, you know, thinking back of all my school teachers back in the Vanity Dorican. She was a very, you know, well dressed teacher,
mhm.
quiet and very professional.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had her in ninth grade, one of my business classes. Yeah, so I was like, wow, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Them are the days, Gary. Them are the days. Them are the days.
Yes,
Them are
yes.
the
I
days.
had a good time at Udaraken.
Yeah.
And I
Them
just
are the
remember taking that boat every day and,
days.
you know, trying to act like we grown because we going to St. Thomas. And, you know, having to know learn how to navigate that and be successful in graduating from Udaraken. But I'll never forget it.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So let's get into the book, man. Tropical Fruits of the Caribbean. Before we get started with a Q&A, what made you decide to come up with that name, the Tropical Fruits? I
Um,
mean, I know the book is all about fruits in the Caribbean.
mhm.
Of course, you know, I'm just asking this question, you know, tropical fruits of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Why not VI fruits of the Caribbean? Or you know,
Okay.
what made you came up with this
Good
name?
question. Good question. So while I am definitely a proud Virgin Islander and I love to tell people and make sure they understand that I'm not from some other Caribbean country, mainly the more popular ones, they like to say Jamaica or
Trinidad and
Trinidad.
Tobago.
Yes, Trinidad, not even Tobago, Trinidad, um,
Trinidad.
and you know, Jamaica. Um, yeah, so I tell people I'm from the Virgin Islands, but I needed to make a product that is not going to limit who is interested in it. So these fruits are not just fruits of the Virgin Islands. These fruits can be found anywhere in the Caribbean, in South America as well. So I was very careful in making sure that the word Caribbean was in there as well as tropical so that I could cover my bases.
Right.
Yeah.
So you the name was very, you know, like I said, you put a lot of work into the name of the book, and that's what sells as well. You want the name to sell because I just throw that question out there. Why not VI Fruits of the Caribbean? Then you're just kind of having the book just for one set of people.
Mhm.
Whereas this book here, like you said, anybody from the popular islands like Trinidad, Jamaica, they could also purchase this book. So it doesn't matter where you're from. It don't matter if you're from the Caribbean, you're from Asia, Europe, or even here in the United States. It's a great book, coloring book, activity book for someone, for anyone,
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
you're young or old. If you want to purchase it for a good holiday gift, you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes, yes.
So, what motivates you? What made you decide, like, okay, 2021, I gotta do something because
Mhm.
it time a lot of time. You know, people always say they don't have time. Like myself,
Yes.
I have to find time to get things done. You know, people that have a lot on the plate. What made you decide? What motivates you, or what made you decide that 2021 I gotta come up with this book?
I think it was a result of the pandemic and now having more time at home, you know, at home. And there was a couple, you know, yes, the pandemic definitely was like, okay, I could do this. I could concentrate on this. But also, like you say, you're calling me Mr. TikTok. I was on TikTok one day and I saw a young lady saying, do you know that you can make passive income by just creating activity and workbooks? And she laid out her thing and I was like, okay, I think I could do this.
Mm,
Based on seeing that and having the time to be able to put it together, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this now.
mm,
Um, and I just had I have a mentor. who's also a published author. Her name is Charmaine Perry Knight. And she had written some books as well. And I said, you know what, I need to do this. And she said, you know what, I'm going to help you and guide you. And she guided me through the entire process. She could do the same for someone else. Charmaine Perry Knight. So you could always look for her she's on Facebook as well. And yeah, I did it. I just say, you know what, I could do this. So I went back to what I was thinking from in the Virgin Islands about these fruits. I had already written out all these fruits in my notes in my iPhone. And I said, okay, this could be a good book because it ain't got much out there like this. And I could cover that whole region of the Caribbean. So I could make this happen. So people that are familiar with these fruit would be interested in the book, and those that are not familiar could now have something that they could go to and flip through and say, oh, these are fruit that are tropical fruit that could be found in the Caribbean region.
That's what's up. I see that the book is called an activity book as well. For every page that you have a fruit, you have the name, the how you could pronounce the name, where you could find this fruit, and also a fun fact.
Yes.
For the fun fact, tell us a little bit about that part in the activity coloring book, where you put a fun fact. Is that for the person that purchased it, or what? I'm gonna let you explain.
Yes. So to make it, so to not just have a coloring book, I said, okay, so this is something that could be educational as well. So to build engagement with it, I said, well, the user, and I'm pretty much was targeting children, the user could now go and do some research. So for example, if they saw the fruit, I think the first fruit I have in there is ackee. And ackee, you know, which by the way, many people didn't know was a fruit because it is used extensively in Jamaica with their national dish, ackee and saltfish.
Right.
But so they could look at that fruit and then they could go to the internet and they could do research on the fruit. Okay. So they could go and look at recipes. They could go on YouTube to look at videos. They could look at blogs, articles, and then come back and write one fact that they learn about ackee. So I said, I'm going to do this for every page so that by the end of this, not only would they have a beautiful picture that they colored, they could also have learned something about it. And then that could also motivate the child to say to their parents, you know, I want to go to the market to get this. If they live in the States, I want to go to the farmer's market. Or if they're in the Caribbean, when they go to the local grocery stores and markets, you know, it builds more interest. So that's where I wanted to include the activity.
And the back of the book, you have fun fact, depending on the island, a particular fruit might have a completely different name. So yes, don't be surprised if you find that some of these fruits that have 2 or 3 names. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, that was, again, I had to, I put that in there because, again, every one of these islands or many of these islands may not necessarily call the fruit the same name. So I had to make sure I was inclusive of that because, again, I'm trying to market not only to Virgin Islanders, but to all of the Caribbean.
Most definitely, most definitely. So how long did it take you to complete this book, and tell us a little bit about the process?
Okay. It took me about 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So, and really the process was first figuring out, well, how do you even start doing this book? So I knew that it was going to be a coloring book. So I had to find an illustrator. So I've contacted and I found an illustrator, and we went back and forth for a minute about what the picture should look like. And so I had to determine at that time, do I want my illustrations to look very cartoonish, and generic, or do I want my illustrations to look like the fruit? And I decided, okay, I want them to look like the fruit. I don't want it to look like you're looking at a pear and it looks like an apple. I wanted that when you look at an avocado, which we call pear, it looks exactly like an avocado.
So you got this book have a lot of details, I must say, because when I opened it, I was like, you know what? Even though the pictures is not color in as yet, a sour sap. This is how a sour sap actually look, especially in the inside.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So I said this book is very detailed. I gotta give that to you. And the quality of the book is, I mean, it's not one of these books where, okay, the activity book where, back in the days when we used to have activity book, you bend it, and twist it. By the time you get home and say, John, man, the paper then fall, and so forth, So the quality of the book is good. The pictures in the book, and I like that, Gary, that you put a lot of detail and you make sure that you wanted your book to be authentic. I give you a thumbs up for that as well.
Thank you. That was very important. That was very important to me because I'm looking at the book. Yes, it's a coloring book, and I'm looking at children, but I wanted to be that it could be like a resource, and something that you would want to go back to. And I'm finding that most people that are getting the book, they're telling me they're so happy I did it and I did it this way. And they also are very happy that I'm encouraging the children to do a little bit more than just color. And I also tell them, I was the type of teacher, I didn't really like to stifle children's creativity. So if a young person says, okay, I want to color this sour sap, but I want to color this sour sap pink.
Yellow or pink. Yeah.
Okay, let them color it pink. But then afterwards say, now I want you to go to the internet. I want you to look at what a sour sap is and find out a fact about it. And then you could write that fact down.
Awesome. My daughter would definitely enjoy this book. I promise you. I show it to her and she was like, Daddy, can I have it? I said, not yet. I got the interview coming up with the gentleman. And once I'm done, it's all yours. And she right now in the process of, before, she used to color outside the lines. Now it's like, everything has to be perfect. And I like that. I like that. I want her to take care of her stuff, take care of stuff that she's doing, and she's definitely gonna have a great time. And I know she's gonna go on the tablet and she's gonna try to find these fruits. I already see it coming. Trust me.
And when you'll need to take her to the markets, this farmers markets.
Right.
So, she could pick out the one she wants. Like the other day, I just brought home. I found pomegranate. I said, well, I don't know how sweet it is, but let me bring it home.
Bring it home. Right. You know what? It's so funny. Some of the fruits in there, like jackfruit. I never heard about a jackfruit.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Maybe, like you said, we call it a different name. So that's something I have to research on. Of course, we grew up with the Miami.
Yes.
You remember Miami fruit? That's right. And of course,
some of those things are very difficult to find now in the Virgin Islands. So it just brings back memories as well. One of my classmates, she said it was very nostalgic for her.
Right.
So yeah.
Most definitely. So we talk about how long it took for you to the process. Tell us some of the difficult time getting this book done. I mean, we always hear about a good time, but we never hear about the difficult and I won't say the bad time. Let's say difficult time. Difficult time could be, just the process or just make it, getting things done by your deadline. So tell us a little bit about some of the difficult things that you ran through, when you was this book together.
You know what, Russ, I would have to say it wasn't very difficult for me. Once I established what the fruits would be, and I went and I looked to make sure that they are fruits for the ones that I was unfamiliar with. Make sure that they could be found in the Caribbean. Make sure that I had the correct spellings of the fruit. Any other word to describe the fruit that I wanted to include. And I didn't even include every word because for some of these fruits, I just put maybe one or two. That probably was not a challenge, but that was some work to make sure it's right. And I wanted to make sure I did that because I know for critics, they're gonna look through every page and try to scrutinize what is in there. So I said, oh, Gary, you're a teacher. Yeah, you better make this right.
Make this right.
And so that was a challenge. Then working with the illustrator, it wasn't necessarily a challenge, but the vision of what I wanted it. In the beginning, it wasn't happening, and I had to like really clamp down and say, this is what it really needs to look like. So trying to make sure that you get it to be just how you want it to be. And I wanted for each fruit, if you notice, I have it the whole fruit, and then I have it open. I wanted to show how it looks when it's open too. So that probably was the biggest challenge, but for the most part, it wasn't that difficult.
Most definitely. And to be honest, Gary, man, is like, growing up, is only a handful of fruits that you eat on a daily basis. Grapes, mango, sour sap, sugar, apple, banana, apple, orange. You know what I'm saying? But when deep and you have like the custard apple,
yes,
the jackfruit, like I said, the noni, and so forth. That makes this book more interesting because, like, me as a grown man, I'm looking at some of these fruits and I'm like, I never heard about it. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, and it makes you now want to again go online and look, like you said, do your research and so forth. So I really appreciate that you make it not just a coloring book, but an activity book. You see what I'm saying? Something that you could remember, or you never know. This could be a good teaching book, or something where you could have when you have guests, American guests, or people that, say like you have fruits in your house and they're like, what's this? And then, you could strike a conversation and say, you know what? I never saw this fruit before. A friend of mine's own, had this book and and of course, they start looking through it and they're like, where can I find this book? Boom. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You check it out. Yeah.
And then some of the fruit, I had to include them, even though I didn't really like the taste of it. I still have to include it. Some of it that we didn't necessarily even feel like it even had any use for it. For example, noni. I remember noni, we would go to the beach, especially in Trunk Bay, and you would see them all over the sand, and they were stink. And I didn't think anybody at that time knew the value of it and what benefits of it.
Yes.
And fast forward to where we are now, that is was $1 million product making noni juice with many health benefits. So this was really good for me. I mean, sour sap is another one.
Of course, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite fruit. That and mango. Those two is one of my favorite. What are some of your favorites? So some of your favorite fruits in the book?
Oh boy, I'm not gonna say tamarind. I like tamarind. I like it every way that we eat tamarind bars, tamarind stew, tamarind frico. I like it all. Tamarind juice, tamarind drink. I even heard somebody say that they had it in tart. I never had it in tart, but that's something that I think I'm going to encourage my sister, the tart lady, to try it out. At one point,
Gary, Gary, he gonna ask for rights for that now.
Yeah. But I like guava berry. I like
This is the season
sugar
for
apple,
guava berry.
soursop, huh?
This is the season for guava berry right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I like gooseberry stew. Not just I don't like them to have the tree because it's too sour, but I like gooseberry stew.
So, yeah.
I like how we can incorporate them into like how Armstrong ice cream, they incorporate some of these fruits into their ice creams. I just think, we have a opportunity with these tropical or Caribbean fruits to do all kinds of things. And I remember as a child, my mother we didn't really have a lot of apples. And I mean, we had it, orange and pear. We had the tropical fruit. Our fruit bowl was filled with tropical fruit. And I'll tell you a little secret. My father does laugh at me because he would always have sugar apples in the fruit bowl. And he would come back after he put them in there. And by this time, they probably turned dark, they turned black. And he'd say, but wait a minute. They don't like these fruit. They don't like these fruit from here. So now he laughs at me. He says, well, you write this book about these fruit, and people don't know. You used to leave the fruit stay there and go.
Rotten. Yeah, for sure. I totally understand what you say. Trust me, because you know what, growing up, one of my what we used to call our auntie, she used to make tart and so forth, guava tart, pineapple tart, coconut tart, for the holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
And man, in no time, them coconut tart done.
Yeah.
And then Christmas, Thanksgiving come, get ready to go in December, Christmas coming again. My mother would say, I ain't buying no more tart until I eat up them pineapple and guava tart. Them things used to stay there, my son. Stay there. That was no, man, listen, I eat any tart. You bring any tart in front of me, eating it.
Yeah. I'll tell you a joke. I thought it was funny, but I had taken some tarts. In fact, a guava, a pineapple, and a coconut tart to an event, and it was mostly continental U.S. American people at the event, and we had a spread of all kinds of things. And I put on my tart. I make little labels of pineapple tart, coconut tart, guava tart. Well, I will tell you, they didn't touch it. They didn't even cut. They didn't even take one slice.
Wow.
And I had to laugh because they ate what they had. They had their pound cake and sweet potato pie and banana pudding and all the stuff that they like and they're familiar with, but they did not touch them tart. But I didn't care because I always know that if this was in the Virgin Islands, them tart would have gone so fast.
The pound cake then would have been the last to eat.
Yeah.
The pound cake then would have been last to eat. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. The tart then would have go first. You don't know. You don't know. If you just join us, we have our author of the book, Tropical Fruits of the Caribbean, the coloring book and activity book. We have Mr. Gary Jackson here with us tonight. Shout out to everybody on Facebook Live. I've been seeing y'all. Shout out to Delia Boney. Thank you for tuning in. Kayamba, big up yourself. Crystal George, thank you for tuning in. Your sister Gailey, Tart Lady, big up yourself. Thank you for tuning in. Anthony Fontaine, thank you for tuning in. My cousin Linda Sills, thank you for tuning in. Gregory, my cousin, all the way from NYC, big up yourself. Thank you for tuning in. We have Mal, all the way from Orlando. Thank you for tuning in. My number one supporter, Stacy Rose, thank you for tuning in. Stacy Penn, thank you for tuning in all the way from St. John. Vanessa, classmate, big up yourself. Thank you for tuning in. Dr. Abigail Danielle, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. VI Roro, thank you for tuning in. Craig, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Marcia, all the way from the DMV, thank you for tuning in. Hey, Nikia, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Your cousin Lauren, thank you for tuning in. Pick up yourself. Thank you for tuning in. Also, who else we have? We have Brian Junks. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. We have my cousin all the way from the DMV, Shanda Gottlieb. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Kelson all the way from St. John. Thank you for tuning in. Tony T all the way from Japan. Thank you for tuning in. Ronan Simmons. Thank you for tuning in. And my classmate, Shatik Stevens. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, man. Look, St. John been doing some big things when it comes to books. Y'all got about 3 authors. You got yourself, you have my classmate Shatik, and of course we have Tashawn Phillips doing big things. Y'all, listen, I'm telling you, man, and all 3 are products of the Ivani Durkin High School of St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. I got to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? We produce nothing but excellence, greatness. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Ivani Durkin alumni. Shout out to the whole staff for doing great things. Gary, this man, went on to become educator in the public school system. Now he's in the corporate field now. Now he's training people. You know what I'm saying? And had time to do a book, a coloring book, an activity book. Very well detailed. This man is doing big things, man. This is a great opportunity for y'all to go ahead and purchase one for the holidays. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of things. Listen, they already done say, Gary, a lot of those trailers is out there in the sea. So if y'all looking for them iPods and them tablets and them 75-inch TVs and all of that, they're still out there in the sea. What you could get right now, you know what I'm saying? Not on back order, right now, is the coloring book, The Tropical Fruits of the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? So Gary, tell them where they could get this book right now. Right now.
So it's available on Amazon. Currently, I'm running a special introductory special. It's $10.99.
Oh,
yes. And that ends on the 30th of this month. So there's definitely a good time to get it. At first, we were having some challenges in having it shipped to the U.S. Virgin Islands, but I found a workaround that in which you would have to do a couple of things to make it available and that it could come down there. For some reason, it would pull up a shipper that was not shipping to the Virgin Islands. So, but there is a workaround, and several people have been able to do it. So if I need to help anyone through that, they could just inbox me on Facebook, and I could help them through that. So it's on Amazon, and then I also have it in bookstore 340 in Crown Bay.
okay.
Pamela Richards has the book, and she's excited about being able to make it available to people in the territory. And she's waiting for you guys to come through. She's telling me it's doing pretty well. And I also was able to get someone on St. John to do it, to have it. It's in Bajo El Sol. They got some copies as well. And I mailed those out earlier this week. So I don't think they have it quite yet, but they should very soon. So, and I'm going to be continuing to try to find other outlets, other vendors, so that, you know, people can have it available to them. I'm definitely going to have to find some places in St. Croix, a place in St. Croix as well. And my goal is to, you know, try to get it in bookstores here in Atlanta, and just branch out to the Caribbean as well. Again, this book is not just something that needs to be sold in the Virgin Islands. I mean, I could see this in Caribbean airports as well, at souvenir and gift shops in other islands. So I'm going to definitely pursue it, and whatever God has in store for me, I'm going to receive it.
Most definitely, most definitely. Gary, listen, I'm telling y'all, this book is really nice, man. The quality of this book. I was inspired to create Tropical Fruits of the Caribbean coloring and activity book because as a child growing up in the U.S. Virgin Islands, I ate many of these fruits on a daily basis. That right there. So you basically know a lot of what you put in here. You know, sometimes people do stuff and you ask them about it, and say, oh no, I just did it. You know what I'm saying? He told me that, listen here, majority of these fruits that is in this book, I ate, so I could tell you about it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And like he said, that you have a picture of the fruit and some of the fruits, right? Like the avocado pear, and he cut it so you could see how the inside looked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very detailed, very detailed. Gary, man, you did a great job with this book here, man. You know, nothing but greatness. You know, you're gonna do well. You're gonna do well. And I always like when people, you know, take a leap of faith. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we'll be like myself, I'm procrastinating, but I'm you know, taking little notes and writing down my little stuff. So when I decide to close the door and close the windows and turn off my phone for a good 30 days and start putting my stuff together, this book gonna be nice. The book that I'm writing is gonna be nice.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it.
Listen, man, I was but you know what? But you know what? Not to take away from what we're talking about, Gary. The problem that I'm really having is time, like the time of the book. Do I need to go back 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, or actually do the book for now? So I'm just writing stuff down. So based on my information that I have, then it'll make me decide, okay, what direction I'm gonna go. So I'm just writing down stuff, little stuff that happened in my life or whatever. So what would be a good advice to me right now?
Okay. I definitely think that if you could find an author, a published author that is willing to mentor you, I would definitely suggest that. And then if you want something that you could pay for, just like go to a publishing company. For example, the lady I spoke about, Charmaine Perry Knights, they could probably help you to figure out what direction to go in so you could be more focused. Because sometimes I think with our creativity, we could get a bit carried away, but we need someone to kind of rein us in. So yes, I would say definitely get an author and someone that probably wrote something kind of like what you're interested in. So they already kind of done that. Or a publisher that could help you as well.
Most definitely. And you know what? All that resources is all around me. I've met so many people that wrote book here in Atlanta, in the Virgin Islands, and also in the United States. So the resource is there. It's just that for me to just say, look, man, you know, I gotta kind of turn off all my social media apps for a whole month and just kind of put the do not disturb sign on my phone on the door and just kind of just focus on it. I think that's the only way I could get it done, and just probably put something together and just have a publisher read it and then think, okay, all right, I see what the direction you're going. This is what I would
do. And set a timeline for yourself, because you don't want your book to get out there and to publish it. So you need to give yourself a reasonable timeline for when you're going to have your end result.
Gotcha. And you know what? It's so funny, Gary. You know, it's pretty much like what you're telling me is that I heard it before. So it's like what you're saying is actually correct. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's pretty much, you know, cut and dry. What I need to do is just for me now to figure out what I want.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, man. So Gary, let's talk a little bit before we go about this TikTok, man. Listen, I'm trying to at least get a 250 people on my YouTube channel. And before we go any further, make sure you subscribe, like the JMO Talk Show YouTube channel. Make sure you like. We have all of my shows from last year up to this year. So you could check it out. Also, Gary, this show is going to be on my YouTube channel as well. So make sure y'all subscribe, like, and let me know what y'all think. But I'm trying to get to 250 followers on my YouTube, which that's on a real low thing. As we speak today, how many TikTok followers do you have right now?
Well, I sometimes I guess I blush when I say it sometimes, but I have 28,000 people following me on TikTok.
28,000.
Yes.
He didn't say 28. He said 28,000. Not 28. The number 20. Yeah, he did say 28, but 28,000.
Yes. 28,000.
Wow. Wow. That's what I need. That's what I need to be following me on my.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's what I need. 28,000. Wow.
And I couldn't believe it. I was just bored out of my mind in this house for this pandemic.
Wow.
And I just say, you know something, I don't just go on this thing and learn about it.
You
And
just going all in.
yeah, I just posted couple. In fact, the first video I posted got, I know it got probably 10,000 views and likes on it. And I was like, what? And I just keep posting and just doing some silly things. And yeah, it just blow up later.
Wow, that's what's up, man. So, hey, look, make sure this book gonna be on everything that you put on TikTok now. Make sure this book is on there. 28,000. That means this book needs to be on back order, meaning that all 28,000 followers supposed to at least.
I know, right?
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah, for 28,000. I mean, shoot, you get at least 1,000 people buy this book, Gary. You gonna be like, hold up now. You know, do I need to
listen? If I could get if I could get them past just trying to look at me and buy the book, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you got the followers. 28,000. That's what's up, dog. That's what's up, man. I'm proud of you, man. When you told me that, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And you know what? TikTok, TikTok look like that's gonna be the in thing right now. I'm planning to join next year. I'm planning to join. I mean, I'm about to take this JMO talk show journey to another level. Next year, going to be 8 years doing the show. So I'm planning to see what TikTok have to offer. I mean, and it's so funny, right? I watch more TikTok, not being a follower. I haven't have an account with TikTok, but I actually go on Instagram and I watch TikTok through Instagram. So I'm like, it's pretty funny. It's interested, but I mean, if you're gonna be out there, especially with a product, your product is your book, coloring book, activity book. My product is doing this show, and if you want to reach another audience, you got to put yourself out there. You got to put yourself out there. So 28,000 followers, that's a lot of work. And I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing your thing, whatever you're doing, but make sure at least 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
1,000 of them. Go and get this book, man. Tropical Fruits of the Caribbean Coloring Activity Book. It's a great purchase for the holidays, man. Anyone that likes to color, or even teachers.
Yes.
Inspire your teachers out there to go and get the book and see if this is something that next year when the Virgin Island kids go back to school face to face, this will be a great book for them to actually do for free time. You know what I'm saying? See if we could get it in the library at the Vanadarican High School. You know what I'm saying? Look, you got a product, man, that is very educational. My brother, listen, all the best to you, man. You got something going here, and let's keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? We got you, JMO Talk Show. We appreciate you.
And I appreciate you, just encouraging me and having me on the show and giving me the opportunity to speak to your viewers, because this means a lot to me. I never thought that I would be doing something like this, but I was just like telling my sister today. I know people probably think I just like to be showy and all this stuff, but that's part of my personality. My personality
you
isn't
got
really.
A product. You got a product, and you want to put your product out there, Gary. This
Yeah.
is your product. You know what I'm saying? We want you to, if they're gonna talk, buy my product. You know what I'm saying? And then you could say something. Until then, you can't have nothing to say. Get your product in your homes. Let's get it. It's a good product for all Caribbean people, all American people, man. And the world is changing, Gary. The world is changing, meaning that you're seeing a lot of American people, they're playing our music, they're just like us. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanna know about our culture, how about getting a book? Learn our fruits, the tropical fruits in the Caribbean. Go online, do your researches, write it down. So when you decide to go on a cruise, when the cruise start coming back up and those borders start open up and you start traveling again, use this book as, I want to eat a soursop. I want to eat a mango. You already know you did all your homework. Walk with your book.
Yeah.
Trust me, this will be your tour guide.
And you know what, Russ? Like you said, that book, I would love to see that book being used in the school system. And it could be a supplemental book for most of the subjects. I mean, you could do science, health, math, even the reading language arts, doing studies on fruits. So yeah, I definitely think that when I designed it, I wanted it to also be something that could be a part of any educational system, and especially in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Most definitely, most definitely. It's gonna happen, man. I got some stuff in the works, Gary. Most definitely, I'm gonna let you know. Most definitely, next year I'm gonna be doing something. Can't bring it, ticket. Let you know as yet, listeners. Once I get everything down pat, y'all would definitely know. But Gary, I got you on the list, most definitely. All right, so it's 8:56. 8:56. Anything you want to let the listeners know before you go? Anything? Again, tell them where they can find the book, how much it costs, and etc.
Okay, so again, the book is definitely on Amazon. Take advantage of the current introductory offer of $10.99. And in St. Thomas, you could get it at 340 Bookstore in Crown Bay. Go see Pamela Richards. And then in St. John, once they get there, hopefully they'll be there sometime next week at Bajo El Sol. So that's where you can actually get it. For anyone that's interested in doing like a bulk order, they could contact me directly, whether if they want to just inbox me on any of my social media platforms, just look for me. And I could give you that information. I'm on Facebook, Gary and Jackson. Instagram, I'm Gary Jack 4969. TikTok, Gary J5943. Snapchat, Gary J5943. YouTube, Gary Jackson. And Twitter, Gary J25. And then my email is garyjackson5943@gmail.com. So I've covered all the bases. Yeah, and I have other book ideas that are in the works. I just want to make sure that I get myself established with this one before I go ahead and release the next one.
Most definitely. Gary, man, all the best, man. My brother, man, thank you for taking time out on your busy schedule, man, and coming on the JMO Talk Show. We really appreciate you, man, and all the best, man. You're welcome anytime to come back, man, when that new venture is coming. When you plant that seed, let me know. We got you, man.
And thank you so much for having me, and keep doing what you're doing. This is a positive platform. And like we've spoken before, you utilize social media to get you to where you need to go. Facebook, I mean, Facebook was the original one that I started off with, but there's so many other platforms where you can monetize yourself. And you remember I talked to you about that one venture that all it, so you get money off of just being. So yes, definitely look into some other platforms.
Most definitely. I definitely will, man. Definitely will. Bro, I appreciate you, man. All the best, man. Now I could tell my daughter, okay, it's all yours. Well, I probably might call. I probably might call a little something to
Yeah,
show that. Look,
show her how to
yeah,
do
show a little something like, hey, listen, don't, I want you to keep, what I'm saying, don't try to mess up the books. I'm gonna show her how I want the book is colored. Don't be going over the lines. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a nice book, man, my brother. Thank you, man, and wish you all the best, man. Most definitely, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, take care.
All right, for sure. All right, that was Gary Jackson, author of the Tropical Fruits of the Caribbean Coloring and Activity book in stores now. You could get him on Amazon or hit him up on all of his social media platform for his book. It's a great book for the holidays. If you have kids and you don't know what to give them, hey, it's only $10.99. $10.99 save you a lot of headache time, get you going, boom, bam, kazam. All right, before we go, I just want to let y'all know my new sponsor. My new sponsor for the holidays is Mahoney Movements. Mahoney Movements. Anytime you want to get your packages, any bulk packages to and from the United States to the Virgin Islands or the Caribbean, check out Mahoney Movements. You could get them at 470-331-7983. Shout out to Deshaun and Kimmy. They're doing a great job, man. Shout out to the Todman family. Thank you. I really appreciate y'all, man. So make sure y'all, anytime, this is the time. This is the time now that a lot of people like to ship things home. I guarantee you within 28 to 48 hours, your stuff will be in the Virgin Islands. So if you want to send a package home, have people order the Amazon to the States. If they can't make it back home in time, you could have it shipped here, and Mahoney Movements could ship it to the Caribbean within 24 to 48 hours. Hit them up, 470-331-7983. Let them know Russ Sills from the JMO Talk Show sent you. All right, that's the show for tonight, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Again, keep the class of 1993, Ironic Daraken, in your prayers. Our good, beloved classmate, Jules Connor, passed away October 30th. He's going to be getting his memorial service tomorrow. For my class of 1993, I'm going to be reaching out to some of y'all. I have something in store for my late brother, man, Jules. Can't forget him. It's been a real rough time. Been losing a lot of close friends. So just bear with me. The JMO Talk Show ain't going nowhere. Coming up at 9 o'clock, we have Captain Ren on the Yemen radio. So tune in to Captain Ren at 9 o'clock. He should be getting started. Him and DJ Cavalier going to be on the ones and twos, I think, until 11 or 12 midnight. So check them out. Captain Ren, Yemen radio, DJ Cavalier, Anchor MRE going to be on the ones and twos. So hit them up. Don't forget again, next week Friday, we're going to be on the air. God's willing, for Thanksgiving weekend. If I don't talk to y'all, have a blessed and thankful Thanksgiving. Make sure you be safe out there. Be safe out there. Take care of yourself. Love y'all. And I appreciate all my supporters, man. Shout out to all my supporters, my Facebook listeners, Facebook Live. Shatik, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Lauren, again, Darlene Jackson, all the way from DMV. Thank you for tuning in. Again, the Taught Lady. Gailey, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. Dr. Abigail, Daniel, thank you for tuning in. Jerome, my nephew Jerome Samuel, big up yourself. Hector Rosario, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. My cousin all the way from Chi-Town, Todd Prince, thank you for tuning in. Kirsten, Maritza Santos. Kushan, what going on? Thank you for tuning in, man. Perfection, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, man. Who else we got? Milton Connor, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. Again, Delia Boney, thank you for tuning in. Kayamba, big up yourself. Crystal, George, and much, much more. And of course, my love, Tiffany Chichester, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, man. All right, that's it for tonight. Love y'all, man. Make sure y'all check out Mahoney Movements. Deshaun and Kimmy, they're doing big things for all your needs. If you want to get stuff down to the Caribbean for the holidays, check them out, 470-331-7983. Love y'all, man. Have a blessed Thanksgiving again. Peace, and hair grease, one love.
Mahoney Movements is here to get your shipment up, on the way. It's simple. Order, ship, receive. Order the goods and necessities online from your favorite stores, and Mahoney Movements will receive your order and ship it to you on island. And they will clear your shipment through IRB and customs. Yeah! And guess what? They'll get your order to you in 24 hours. 24 hours. Mahoney Movements, up, on the way. Give them a call today, 470-331-7983.
That's it for y'all. Thank y'all, man. Love y'all. Peace and hey, grease one love.